Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite of what Big Wireless does. They charge you a lot, we charge you a little. So naturally, when they announced they'd be raising their prices due to inflation, we decided to deflate our prices due to not hating you. That's right. We're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
This is the Washington Times front page for Monday, September 9th, 2024. Thanks for starting your week with us. I'm George Gerbo. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump and Democratic nominee Kamala Harris are gearing up for their lone scheduled debate Tuesday in Philadelphia. Seth MacLachlan reports the 90-minute affair, hosted by ABC News, will give Trump a chance to force Harris to face new scrutiny. Harris's job on stage will be to take credit for achievements during her time as vice president, while ducking responsibility for unpopular aspects of the Biden administration, and try to keep the focus on the deeply divisive Trump. The Biden administration's parole program was starved of staffing, leaving Homeland Security staff unable to track fraud, according to an internal audit. Stephen Dinan reports an internal report from USCIS records head Michael Mayhew said the program was well-intentioned, but became a means for fraudsters to victimize the migrants and steal Americans' identities. Mayhew said the process for approving sponsors was riddled with loopholes that made fraud easy to perpetrate and tough to spot. The program allows migrants from Ukraine, Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela to enter the United States without a legal visa. It requires them to have a U.S.-based sponsor to promise financial support. U.S. intelligence officials said hostile foreign nations are escalating efforts to influence the November election. Ryan Lovelace reports Russia is the most active foreign threat to manipulate voters. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence said Russian-controlled media network RT had assembled networks of American and other Western personalities to create and spread pro-Russian narratives. U.S. officials emphasized they had seen no attempts to degrade or disrupt the ability to hold the election. Those who leak classified information are the targets of a National Insider Threat Awareness Month, according to the National Counterintelligence and Security Center. Bill Gertz reports the center has announced it's joining the Pentagon's intelligence security offices for a month of training to identify problem leakers, whether they are spies for foreign powers or those leaking information to anti-secrecy groups and the media. The awareness effort seeks to educate government officials and industry employees on the risks of insider threats. And finally, Democratic vice presidential candidate Tim Walz has positioned himself as a moderate centrist, but his support of several progressive initiatives may foreshadow how a Harris administration could govern. Jeff Murdoch reports in May 2023, Walz signed legislation that would award Minnesota's 10 presidential electors to the national popular vote winner, even if that candidate loses the state. That state law won't affect this year's presidential election. Some argue that the National Popular Vote Compact violates the 14th Amendment, which prohibits any law that shall abridge the privileges of citizens. Others say states have the right to enter into agreements independently, arguing nothing in the Constitution requires Congress to approve compacts among states. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite of what Big Wireless does. They charge you a lot, we charge you a little. So naturally, when they announced they'd be raising their prices due to inflation, we decided to deflate our prices due to not hating you. That's right. We're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.